Epstein Barr, also known as mononucleosis. What's going on, Secoya Nation? Dr. Schilling bringing you today's wellness wisdom. And if you haven't had mono or experienced mono or Epstein Barr in general, you don't have to have mono, I suppose. That's the syndrome. It's quite debilitating. And I have quite a love-hate relationship with it because I notice that every time I take my mind off my stress, I usually get whacked, kicked in the teeth by Epstein Barr. As a result, it's near and dear to my heart, so these are some of the themes that I know pretty well from having worked with this. Hopefully this is enlightening for you and people you love, so you can understand them when they're knocked down, drug out. Because if you don't know what mono is, it's like this syndrome that just drags on. It's like chronic fatigue, just feeling malaise, like, oh my God, just wiped out. Headaches, like pounding headaches. And if you have a barber like mine and you have to lay on a pillow when you have a migraine, it's pretty much like pins in your head. So you get the general idea. So there's two different categories basically from German New Medicine as far as how this goes. Like there's the area of like mistrust and fear of being taken advantage of, and then there's the fear something bad's going to happen. Both of which will, they're both reasons why you might feel like crap, if you will. So if you are feeling with that mistrust and that fear of being taken advantage of, that can be like there's no hope. Like I have to overprotect myself, but I'm afraid, I'm alone, like I don't have any resources and things like that. That's one aspect of it. There's also like, being a recovering perfectionist, working on edging out of that every day, letting go of that fear of making a bad decision, right? That fear of not being good enough, not doing it right, things like that. And so every day I push myself to do something that I'm not good at because I know that that's going to help me break out of that same crappy rut of Epstein Barr and things like that. When you're dealing with the same old crap over and over, it gets redundant and irritating and stressful and things like that. So if you have something in your life where it just seems like, oh, I'm so sick and tired of this, oh, I'm so sick and tired of this, be mindful that you can push yourself into this syndrome, right? Syndrome, because it doesn't really mean anything other than it's a bunch of symptoms. So be mindful of not pushing yourself into that. But then there's also like, you could be someone who is easily angered, someone who is just fed up and they're disappointed in themselves and it feels like they're giving up, like, oh, there's just no point in it. Like, what's the point? That's like the fear something bad's going to happen. Like, what's the point? Something bad's going to happen anyway. I'm not even going to try. I'm not going to win. I'm not going to succeed. I'm not going to whatever. Because something bad's going to happen. You get these belief systems you inherit from your family members. The forget miasm specifically is like, bad things always happen to me. I can never catch a break, and I got to struggle to get ahead. So this ties right into this. If you're not familiar with miasms, it's something you can look up. M-I-A-S-M, miasm. Inherited stress, in other words. So some of us who struggle with Epstein Barr may have had a tendency to put other people first in the past, neglecting self and things like that. I didn't go into healthcare because of that, but it certainly seems like a good opportunity for me to fulfill that destiny, if you will. Touching on that, doing things perfectly and not making a wrong decision, it's like there's also the fear of disappointing others, right? The fear of not being able to find the resources you need or the partner you want or the job you desire or the career, whatever it is, right? Forgive the tower guard just kicked on, so it sounds like somebody's going to the bathroom over here, but that's not the case. Just our lettuce is getting watered. So one of the reasons why people get fatigued during this is because their nervous system's like on high alert. It's like they kick up in a high beta, they're really fast-moving brain waves, and that is like I have to stay on alert. Like it's this hypervigilance that tends to just fatigue us so badly because it's like some type of stress or threat or attack is like imminent, and so I have to be like always like threat level midnight, and that just raises your cortisol, raises your adrenaline, but your body can only do that for so long, and then you just bam, crash and burn. So these are some really important things to take into consideration if you or someone you know deals with Epstein Barr. People don't really think about Epstein Barr, they think about mono. That's the kissing disease, right? You go to college and you're like, I got mono. Who are you kissing? And of course you hear that in middle school and you're like, oh my God, Susie got mono or Johnny got mono. Who are they kissing? Right? That's just ridiculous. Everybody carries Epstein Barr. Everybody. I can almost, we're not going there. Anyway, so that's the wellness wisdom for today. I'm going to give myself the fish hook. And I just want to bring you that information to empower you to consider things other than, I got mono, and ain't nobody got time for that. All right? So empower yourself and empower the loved ones to consider something different, and we'll see you tomorrow for the wellness wisdom. All right, guys. Bye-bye.